Hello everyone, this is Vickriman and welcome to Stellaris Federations. Today I'm starting a new campaign and it's one that I've actually kind of sort of played in a previous version of this game but not on the channel, and that is with the Empire of Tamriel. So this is a very fun campaign because we're playing as a feudal empire, which means that we're going to get a lot to do with vassals. And that's going to be a major part of how we're going to be playing. In fact, I'm going to be role playing a bit to kind of force that to occur. So as we start expanding, you do have the option to, once you create a sector, to create a vassal from that sector. Obviously, you can't do that from your core sector. That would be kind of silly. So we're going to be actively using that to sort of create vassals that are underneath the Empire of Tamriel, with our capital in Cyrodiil, star system Tamriel, planet Cyrodiil. And I have taken some time to go through and sort of rename the planets here. They are mostly cities within Cyrodiil, like Kavach, and well, Kolovia is like a region. Korel, I kind of ran out of cities, so a few things are not cities, but sort of other concepts, like Casades. Morrowind fans will remember that one. So, but here we are. Our empire is ruled by Emperor Uriel Septim VII, who is an imperial. We are running with the Roman name sets, which is actually perfect because that's how imperial names are in the Elder Scrolls universe. Our governing ethics are xenophile. That's simply because we want to have a multi-race empire, just like the Tamrielic Empire. We're also fanatic militarists for obvious reasons, if you know the lore. Feudal society, as I mentioned before, as well as Byzantine bureaucracy, which means our bureaucrats are going to give us unity and stability. Now, some of that's a fairly new concept if it's been a while since you played Stellaris, but we'll see how that goes. I did play with it a bit in a previous campaign, so I'm feeling good about the changes. It's actually been several years since I've done a complete campaign here, so this will be a fun experience. And I like sort of the angle that we're going to go with the feudal situation. Now, it is kind of weird that we're kind of in the corner. Technically, the Empire should probably be in the center, but that's fine. Not a big deal. So let's grab our research. I think we get extra physics research to start with. This is a good way to go. I don't tend to use these if we don't have food problems, which I'm not expecting. Let's go with Off-World Trading Company, I think. That'll take a while, but that's okay. And then we're going to do engineering research just to pump up those research values. All right, so we've got our science ship. Do we have science? Do we not have a science ship? Oh, there it is. For some reason, I thought that said another construction ship, which is kind of silly. So let's queue up a couple systems here. This is, I believe, a large galaxy, and our hyperlane density is just slightly higher. The reason for that is with federations that we may be a part of as well, and the vassals. I don't want to have as many choke points because I may want to go around some of my vassals and federation members. That was the idea there. There's also more habitable worlds, simply so I can create more sectors and then make those sectors into vassals. Oh, let's unpause and speed up here. Crown Prince Primus the 7th. Pretty good name. One thing we do want to do pretty much right off the bat is create a new science ship, because we're going to need that for sure. Let's check out our empire, our planet screen. It's a pretty balanced planet, all things considered. We've got one administrative office. We've got one research lab. We've got some ally foundries and civilian industries. Fairly standard setup. How are we doing on resources? I think we're going to need some more agricultural districts for sure. Oh, we don't have the minerals for that just yet.
Anomaly found.
Anomaly, it's routine. Go ahead. Shouldn't take too long. That's probably not the best thing to do, quite honestly, but we'll get through that. Let's build an agricultural district. And you're good. You can just chill there. Are you actually at the station, though? Because I think there's... Enter orbit, please. Yeah, because I think this has a crew quarters. Is that right? Sure does. Sonified science. The CSS Posidonius crew has succeeded in isolating a signal embedded in the unusual pattern of interference in the Durascatum system. It's a song. Complex sonification of advanced mathematical equation. Who has done this? Fascinating. And what does the system actually look like? Pretty bare bones. Although we did find something about remnants. So that's part of our sort of search for extraterrestrial life dealio. And the flavor text is very hopeful because we like aliens. So we're going to be very pleased when we have the opportunity to meet. Yep, this got finished. All right, who would be good? Biology and field manipulation. Don't think that's going to help me, so might as well save a little cash. And you're queued up to do that, aren't you? Just do this one. Whoop. Finish up here. Then go here. Then go here. I'm going to have you go there. I'm trying to find some of these planets that are probably nearby for some early colonization. So what would be a good building to start with? Good. I'm not too sure. That might be decent.
Anomaly
Leave
found.
B for now. I want to keep surveying. Oh, we do have a potentially habitable planet. Oh, a Gaia world? Are you kidding me? Hopefully the Strom 2. Yeah, hopefully the religious fallen empire isn't associated with that. There's somewhat of a chance for that. I can't remember how big those planets are. They used to be like massive. So I think we want to start with this discovery tree just because that's going to be the most relevant for the moment. Although, what is the adoption bonus here? Colony speed. I think we need to go expansion because that's going to help us get an early foothold, especially if we can colonize that planet right there. That would be sweet. It's a binary star system. So once we establish bases in all these... Oh, that's a tomb world. Interesting. Leave that be for now. That's going to be too much for you. We may run into some sprawl issues. Our population seems somewhat low, though. I don't know if that's just thinking of a later point in the game, or if it is actually a smaller start. So that one's good. You're going to keep going. We're going to try to get to that planet right there. Can we afford to do that? Yeah, we sure can. The governor has leveled up. Excellent. So we're not capped. We have one job left. So we are going to need to build more stuff. Leave that be for now. I think I want a mining district. I'm going to keep this fairly balanced to start with, I think.
Anomaly found.
We're doing well on housing and amenities. Not worried about that. There's no crime.
System reconnaissance completed.
We could just do more research labs. There's certainly a good argument for that. I think that's what I'm going to do. All right, we have gotten this system, which means we can attempt. There's a good chance this is a holy world, but we've got to take the chance. And we don't really want to call it that, do we? What's his name there? I'm pretty sure this is the name of the guy in Oblivion. The prince? We'll just go with Martin. That'll be the name of the planet. All right, and do we have? Yeah, we should go ahead and get the rest of our stuff built in our home system, just so we can maximize that. Making a colony ship. Yep, that makes sense. You do have a trade port, which means if we find some trade resources nearby, we'll automatically collect them.
Anomaly found.
I'll leave B for now. And we want, for sure, that'll be nice, an extra population for our new colonies. Oh, interesting, a tropical world here. So it'll be a little while before we get to the point where we will start doing sectors and releasing them, just because everything within, I think it's 4 hyperlanes, is going to end up in our core sector. And that means we'll have direct control over that. What is going on here? This is quite... messing with that habitable world slider must have really done some crazy stuff. So there is a continental world there.
Anomaly found.
And also a savanna world. I think it may be worth going ahead and making just a 3rd science ship. Just to speed along this process just a little bit. Rassian Concordant. We have recovered artifacts from an ancient alien civilization. 6-limbed mammalians, and there are several references to some sort of plague called the Javorian pox.
New sit rep.
All right, that's cool. We'll figure out more about them, I'm sure. Computing, field manipulation, biology. Doesn't matter, we'll go with the youngest. Oh, you're fine. No. Go here and survey. Queue up a couple.
Our pioneers have made planetfall.
Excellent.
System reconnaissance completed.
Yeah, we might as well start doing these now that we have 3 scientists going. So that's pretty cool. Continental is our favorite. We're looking pretty good for some early planets here.
Construction complete.
All right, you're all finished. So I think this may be the way to go next, simply because we're going to get that extra trade value pretty much automatically. And this planet is doing good. Alien mural.
New sit rep.
Translate the alien mural, which I think is in here. No, that's a special project. So did we speed up our science at all? I think we probably did. Yeah, I mean, it's looking better.
Recon pass completed.
So it looks like we may need, at least temporarily, another one of these civilian industries,
Anomaly found.
because the consumer goods is going to go negative pretty soon.
Construction complete.
That'll take just too long.
Recon pass completed.
Okay, let's do that one, that one, that one. Tropical world, we could probably already still do that. Oh, one thing I neglected to mention is that our background is syncretic evolution, and our secondary species here are the orcs. You can see we slightly outnumber them, but we're pretty close. I've decided on that just because there's sort of an undercurrent in the Elder Scrolls lore that the orcs play a pretty major role in the Imperial Legion. So that kind of made some sense in my head. Starbase, influence cost, pop growth speed. I think we're going to go influence cost because we're doing that a lot. And we've got more planets. We got another continental one. And this one is tundra, right? Yeah. Arrested development. That's so good. Let's do. Yeah, let's just get more minerals for the time being. That always helpful. Not doing too bad for influence at the moment, but that'll quickly run out once we get going. This is a neutron star, isn't it? Those are crazy.
Construction complete.
All right, buddy. They're not quite done. Yeah, you can start moving that way. I would like to get that planet
System reconnaissance completed.
We could try the
Recon pass completed.
tropical one. It's not going to be quite as good for us.
Science division reports success.
All right, new research.
Anomaly found.
Just to increase Reacher's speed is always a nice thing to have. Especially this early on, because it'll just help out the entire game. So that seems to have really helped with that civilian industry stuff. Building that new factory. Ancient life pod. An advanced life pod was detected. It's covered in scorch marks. The crew has managed to open the pod, revealing the withered remains of a reptilian alien clad in resplendent uniform. Clutched in one of its claws is a small picture of another individual from the same race. All right. Scientist is leveled up. One of them.
Recon pass completed.
You're good there. Nothing too exciting. We've located what we believe to be an ancient subspace gateway near Cybaran Maelstrom. Appears to have been part of a galaxy-wide network of similar stations. At some point after its initial construction, its connection to the rest of the network was severed. Now offers only one valid destination, an uncharted group of stars just beyond our galaxy that our astronomers have designated the L cluster. Even more intriguing, the gateway was built entirely by microscopic nanites. Although the gateway emits a faint power signature, it has been deliberately locked into some kind of maintenance loop that prevents its activation. Until we find some way of aborting this process, the L cluster will remain beyond our reach.
New sit rep.
Fascinating stuff. So there's the L gate. That's a big story beat that has multiple endings, I believe. So you never know what you're gonna get.
Complete.
What was that? Yeah, go ahead. Might as well build our research stations. Yeah, I don't know. We could do tropical. I guess I would rather do the other continental one first. So it's got like an ice ring going on. Excited to report an unanticipated find on the surface of Uskomia 4A. Sand dunes, rare metal, granulate. The sand itself is almost entirely composed of countless broken nanites. Was that from the L cluster? Millions of years old. Postulates the nanites might have been used to terraform the surface of Uskomia 4. Oh, and that gives me an L gate insight. Sure enough. Sure enough. Alright, and another generator district might be prudent. And what have you got going on here, Mr. Martin?
Construction complete.
So we've got a lot of space. This thing is huge. So let's build one of those, and just one each for the moment. We can really spec this any way we want. There's like no limit, really.
Anomaly found. Anomaly found.
go ahead and research that. I think maybe we want this one to be generator, just so I can just do profound amounts of energy. That would be very lovely.
Recon pass completed.
Good. I think we're good there. I'm good on that side. Everything is continuing apace. Immense ragged plains of shadow. They're cast not by the clouds, but by sheets of organic material drifting through the upper layers of the atmosphere. A small degree of articulation. It's a pretty decent system for resources. Little bit of everything.
Science division reports a new breakthrough.
That's a tiny little system right there. Off-world trading company, that's good. Monthly unity +2. That seems all right. Although, yeah, I'm sure this will come back. Let's try to get that. The more unity we can get, the better. Starbase upkeep. That's a good one. That's really good. We are getting close, so we probably should take this here.
Construction complete.
Although it's entirely possible to just make more bureaucrats, especially since they help us out a little bit more because of our civic. We're now slightly negative on energy, but I'm thinking once we connect some of these mining stations, we'll be all right. I think I just hit enter. Alright, I was gonna say maybe we should build some more corvettes, but since we're negative energy at the moment, it's probably not the best thing to do. What are we doing here? Thinking maybe we prioritize that. The armed vessel discovered in orbit of 13ST is an abandoned military spacecraft. Evasive long distance patrol missions, but is since retrofitted into long range stealth bomber. Hijacked by a rebel guerrilla on the way to perform a strike. Send a science crew to the lab.
New sit rep.
And that, yeah, that profoundly gave us more energy. But, I mean, obviously we're running low on minerals. Which, it's tough. Can
Anomaly found.
yeah, go ahead. So you get food and amenities. But what if we were to do that? Oh, you're not specialist. That's why. Oh, it's the abandoned amusement park.
Construction complete.
All right. Well, thanks everyone for joining us in the first episode. of this cool series that we're doing with Tamriel. And I hope you'll come back for the next one as we continue to expand our initial empire here and take to the stars. We'll see you then.